So this has already shown us a ton of information that we could use whenever we're making business decisions. But let's take this one step further. Hey, what's up everybody and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan Due. I'm a business analyst and I help out small businesses to increase their profits by using data-driven decisions. And today we're going to be going over this example dashboard that I have. This is something that I showed new clients whenever we're meeting for the first time. The types of insights and information that you can get whenever you're tracking your data and what it can show you whenever it's all actually organized and put into a way that's able to be analyzed. And we're not going to really be getting into the mechanics of how this dashboard works, but we are just here for the practical insights that it's giving us. So let's jump right into this dashboard. We can see that we have a few different charts here and it's showing us a few different things. So first off, let's just look right quick. We see that we have different job scopes here. So this dashboard is based off of a construction contractor company. So we have a few different services that we offer: renovation, roofing, sheetrock, masonry, HVAC, and cement work. And know that this whole thing is highly customizable. So whatever type of business that you have, I've done these for roofers. I've done that for restoration companies, did it for a chiropractor. So there's a lot of different applications and use cases for a dashboard like this. So we're not really going to be getting into the mechanics, but as I'm clicking on certain things, you will see I have different formulas set up. So getting into this, the header here. So we have our header banner, and I like to use these for showing actual figures. So we can see here I have the gross revenue, the cost of goods sold, the gross profit, and the profit margin. And we can change this up a little bit too. I have here the year with a drop-down list, and we can choose whether we want 2003 or 2004. So you can kind of compare the information there. I know we're not in 2004 just yet, but I added some information for 2024 so that we can see how this looks whenever you have multiple years in one chart. And we're going to break this down a little bit more as well. But there's also a lot of other things that you can have on this side too. Some of my clients do things like conversion rates, especially roofers. They do door knock conversions. I've seen email conversions. Some like their social media follow counts and things like that to be tracked. So there's a couple of different things that we can put up here. All very highly customizable. So getting into these charts now, we have profit per month. So this is showing us it's showing us revenue, costs, and our profit. So we have our revenue line here in orange, we have costs in red, and then profits in blue. And we definitely like to see our profits above our cost line because that's actually showing us that we have a higher than 50% net margin, gross margin. Because remember, this is only, as of now anyway, this is only counting your gross information. So we're not getting into your other expenses that you have in the business, things like your rent and stuff like that. We're not going to include that in the cost of goods sold. So we definitely like to see healthy profit margins, definitely over 50%. If you're not over 50%, that's something that I would kind of focus on first, really. And I even have some conditional formatting in here. I'll just change this up to 200,000. And you can see that, every time you fall under 50%, I have conditional formatting in here to kind of alert you that, something's up you might need to focus on. So back to this chart, we have all the 2023 and 2024. And then now profit per job scope, you can see we have our profits here in green, and then our actual profit margin, our gross profit margin here on our orange line graph. Then we have our revenue per transaction type, new client versus repeat client. We definitely like to see a repeat client just because we want to see the amount of people that are coming back to us. Now, if you don't have a very repeatable type of business, that you may not want to focus on this, but this is definitely something that I like to see, especially with my clients that are in the trades. So we also have revenue per client type, our residential versus commercial clients. I also own a junk and debris removal company, so I like when I have a lot of revenue from my commercial clients. It's just I rather B2B. It's a personal decision. And then over here we have our revenue per referral source. So we can see that 53% of our revenue is coming from social media, 23% from website, 24% from client referrals, and we only have 3 that we're tracking in here, but this could easily be, however many you want really. And then you could filter this out. Let's say you got 20 of them. You don't want to show 20 in this one pie graph. You can put this to where, maybe you're just seeing the top 10 or something like that. And then this is particularly good information whenever you're paying for things like this. So let's say that maybe you're paying more for your website than you're paying in social media. That's something that you want to know. So you're definitely getting more bang for your buck in the social media area of paid advertising than your website. And, it could be other things as well. You could be doing, Google ads or something like that. So this is already a good amount of information to have. You can use a lot of this whenever you're going through your decision-making process in your business, just to see what's working for you and what isn't. So one thing that really sticks out to me in this entire dashboard is this profit per job scope. We can see here, and this wasn't on purpose, I threw these numbers in here as an example for our clients, but we can see here we have our revenues are pretty high for renovation and roofing, but we're seeing that we have an extremely high profit margin for sheetrock. So this is something that definitely catches my eye. Maybe let's find more sheetrock jobs. For some reason, we have a really high profit margin in those types of services. And we can also see that we have masonry, HVAC, and cement work where they're not doing nearly as much revenue, but also their profit margins are pretty low. So that's not something that, maybe we don't even want to focus on this anymore. Or maybe we need to look at our cost of goods sold whenever we're doing projects like this. How efficient are we being with this, and can we possibly get more efficient in these services? So this has already shown us a ton of information that we could use whenever we're making business decisions. But let's take this one step further. I mentioned earlier that I really like commercial clients in my debris and junk removal business. So what we can do is we can come up here and filter out only the commercial work that we've done so that we can see the information for our commercial clients. We can see that I've got a whole lot of new commercial clients here, which is a good thing, and not a whole lot of repeat business here, but so that may be something that we want to work with, maybe client retention or something like that. But there's a ton of information that we could use here. Let's go into, we could also do different months of the year that we have here. So we have January, February, and we can see that we actually don't have all of our months. We're missing one here, and that's because we just didn't do any commercial work for that month. Let's say we come here, yep, and then it gets added back in. But let's go back to commercial, and then let's come and filter out the timelines here. So we could also do like the first quarter. Let's say we wanted to see the first quarter of the year. So we could do January, February, and March. And then we could say, okay, so we see this information. How do we do on the last quarter or even the next quarter? And you can really just compare different information that's going on in here. And the last thing I want to touch on, you can see that we have January, February, and March all selected. So we're seeing January, February, March here and in all of our graphs. But we can also see that it's counting our 2023 and 2024. So if we have other information for 2024's February and March, it would also show here. So let's unfilter that and say that we only want January here. And we can see that we're only getting January for 2023 and 2024. So we can kind of compare the different years, what happened last year around this time compared to what's going on now. And maybe we can do some forecasting. Let's say we have big bills that only come up on a certain month of the year. We can we can see that in the past so that we can also account for it whenever it's coming up in the future. So I hope this video was helpful. If you're on the fence about if you're wanting to start tracking your business's data or not, I highly recommend it. It can give you some really actionable insights that you can use to benefit your business and your own personal life. And we can see that I'm not really tracking a whole lot of information here. I mean, we have a few columns here and a few of these may be formulas, but for the most part, this is a pretty simple setup for getting the amount of information that you're getting here. So I hope y'all got a lot out of this video. If you'd like a dashboard like this for your business, you can reach out to us on our website here and in the description below. If you're wanting to level up your Excel skills, Career Principles has a lot of practical online courses that'll take you from beginner to expert in no time, and even show you how to make dashboards like this that we've seen here today. And we can personally attest to the value that they have in the Excel and financial courses that they offer. To get 15% off, all you have to do is use the promo code JD15, and that'll give you 15% off all their online courses. So thanks again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.